Our next guest who's with us, because many farmers across England have been affected by that record rainfall that Carol was telling us about. One of them is Tom Pemberton, who's been working on his family's farm since he was 15. He's with us. Tom, morning. You were looking at that forecast, seeing the swathes of rain coming in once again.
Yeah.
What went through your head?
It's horrendous, genuinely horrendous. We're just looking for a week to dry up. You know, you might have a day. I think we had a day and a half over Easter, didn't we? Which was fantastic. People got out and stuff. But, you've just not got a respite. I'm looking at the long forecast as well. I think on the 16th, it goes up to, on the BBC app. I always look at that. And it has 2 dry days. And we can't do anything with 2 dry days. 2 dry days at random spots, you can't do anything, and that's the problem. And the problem is you're like, oh, well, it's only wet, it will dry up. But you need to get either crops in, because we couldn't drill them early in October, so you try and get a spring crop in. I was speaking to a farmer yesterday. If he doesn't get in by the 10th of April, he won't be putting spring crops in. That's all. So that's a field that could go fallow. There are other options and stuff that you could do, but obviously you need to find a buyer if you're going to do some maize or do something a little bit different. But yeah, it's just relentless. Obviously, you can see behind us, it's mega wet. And us, we've not flooded as much, but what it's sodden. So you can't do anything, you can't travel. Obviously, we have storage for our slurry, we have storage for our muck, and it just expands. Yeah, this is my land at the moment, and I think we'll get a shot of my dad trying to dig some holes to get rid of some water. But it's just, what do you do?
And so you're looking after livestock. So
yes.
What are the implications for you? Because I don't think this is going to help anyone.
No, so obviously our livestock go outside and we want them to graze. The earliest I've got them out before is the 5th of April. These aren't going to go out in April at all. We do a big, we invite everyone to come and have a look at them because cows jump in and stuff. And then people ask me, why do you bring your cows in October? I do a bit of YouTube and show people what we do on the farm. And this is why. Imagine being outside. This is my dad tracking around trying to get rid of some water. And this is why, you can't have animals night and day there. The grounds would be ruined. It'd be like a ploughed field with nothing for them to eat. And then obviously in summer, we get our winter feed in. So that's one of our winter feed fields. So yeah, you've got no chance in there at the moment. It's just horrendous. And like I say, it's not going to be drying up till the 15th, 16th of April before you can do any work. There's loads of work to be done.
You say he's trying to get rid of water here. What's he trying to do? How do you get rid of it?
So what he's doing there's a big pond there. Well, our fields, we're quite flat on our farm. So if you've got hills, it's great because it's normally dry at the top, the water runs off. So what he's doing is digging, looking for a drain, getting that puddle to go straight into the drain so it doesn't have to go through the land and it goes straight into the ditch.
So what's the answer, Tom? As Carol was explaining, it's been bad for a long time.
Yes.
How is this going to change the way you work?
It's just going to cost more. And that's the problem. Budgets are tight as they are, definitely. And the cows are going to be inside for longer. So they're inside. We've got to put food to them. I want them to go outside and go graze a field. Nothing better than seeing an animal grazing a field. And that's going to be the big implications. And what's going to happen is, that's for me. So obviously milk price is going to go up, or meat price is going to go up. Or if these crops don't go in, there's less crops about. So obviously food's going to go up. And food security is a big thing as well in the UK. So if we can't plant stuff or we can't grow our own food, it's going to be more of a problem, which is an issue. I don't want to be doom and gloom and stuff, but it is a problem. Yeah. Obviously, we need to try and solve it.
Who pays in all this? Because you're under pressure, aren't you, from people that buy from you? So your buyers will say they've agreed a certain price for however many tonnes of supplies.
Yeah.
The customer says, we can't afford more because all of our prices are going up. So is it the farmer that gets squeezed in all this?
It will be the farmer that gets squeezed 100%, but they'll only get squeezed to a point.
Right.
When there'll be a certain amount of farmers that will end up getting out of the game, and then what will happen, there'll be no food. Food has to go up. People have to buy it, and that's what will happen. What was it? Was it when it was the Second World War? 50% of a household budget would go on food. I think now it's 5%. So I think it'll probably end up moving to 10, 15% again because food prices will increase if we still have weather like this. Or we'll import more, but then the security for importing food is going to be difficult as well.
And lots of farmers I know are having to diversify that, having to try and diversify. What other things can you do?
100%. Well, we diversified really hard on our farm. We do a farm shop, we do doorstep deliveries, and I diversified into YouTube, showing what we do on the farm. So it'd just be bits like that, but not everyone can do that. We live on quite a main road. There's hill farmers who they're lambing at the moment. Normally, sheep lamb around the 1st of April. Some people like lambing a bit early, but around us it's 1st of April. And you've got to think I've got a friend who has 2,000 ewes and he lambs all the way all over the county for us. And he doesn't have the shed space because normally the weather's good, you know, and we can adapt, and farmers do adapt. There'll be no one better to do so. But he's going to find it really, really difficult because you know how wet it is in that field. Imagine having 200 ewes in there and they're lambing, and you just got to keep a real sharp eye and just make sure he's doing his best. That's all he can do.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
You've got your work cut out, haven't you? Thanks for coming in.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Cheers,
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks.